Good afternoon, Packers fans. Aaron Negler here with your Packers Daily Chat, coming to you live on the Cheesehead TV social channels. Happy Monday. Is it Monday? Yeah, I think it's Monday here in New York City and pretty much everywhere. Everyone's probably watching this. Hope you all had a good weekend. Thanks for joining me yesterday. Those of you who hopped on a special Sunday edition of Packers Daily. It is now very much Monday. And got a couple new videos up for you. If you get a chance after we're done here, make sure you check out my talk with Dara from Packer Report about his winners and losers across the Packers roster. And big shout out to Cody Alexander, the founder of Match Quarters. Had a nice talk with him about who might fit where in Hafley's defense this year with all the new pieces in place. It's going to be fun watching who rises to the occasion, who rises to the competition, right? And who maybe, gets lost a little bit, especially early on. Rookies, you can never really tell what you're going to get when their cleats hit the turf, so to speak. And I don't doubt, look, that there's going to be growing pains. There's undoubtedly going to be guys who maybe flash early and then falter or seemingly don't really fit the bill and then come on towards the end of the season. That seems to happen each and every year. Certainly happened on the offensive side of the ball last year with all the youth. But I'm here to tell you, Jeff Hafley, he's been given some pieces. He has been given some talent. It is up to he and his coaching staff to get the most out of it, to absolutely maximize it. I'm sure there's probably a little bit, if you gave him some truth serum, of Joe Barry sitting down there in Miami going, oh, okay, now we get this influx of talent. And I know everyone has always beaten to death the 7, 8 first rounders on that side of the ball. But look, they've got a lot of youth to be served on defense and a lot of exciting pieces, especially the safeties and the linebackers, the middle of your defense, the core of your defense. A lot of fun stuff coming on that side of the ball, I think, as far as mixing and matching and trying to get, guys in the best positions, probably in deep sub packages, especially when you talk about the rookies. But man, Hafley, time to get to work. Excited to see what he cooks up in the lab. I've been burned before. That's why I said last offseason I ain't getting excited about the defense, and I'm reiterating that this year. I am not getting excited about nothing until I see it on the field. I'm excited for the talent that is new and get to watch it grow. I'm all in on that. But, man, I ain't falling for a rope-a-dope. I ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe. It's been a long time since we had good defensive play on the field week after week in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I got to see it before I get excited. Hope you're all doing well. Good to see everybody in the comments section mixing it up. I think I had Pack Daddy's super chat up before, just as I went live accidentally. So, hey, what's up, Pack Daddy? Thanks for the super chat. The thing I like best about this draft is it seems the defensive guys aren't of the keep it in front of you ilk. Very much agreed. And I think that echoes what Andy Herman was saying on day 3 when we had him on the live stream. They're very much an attacking group, and you can see it on their tape as far as they do not hesitate. It's one of the things I like the most about Oladapo's tape when I was watching it and putting him on my draft crush list. I love decisive players, especially on defense. Trust your work. You do all that work from Monday to Saturday. Trust it when you get on the field. And it's very clear that he and most of these guys do exactly that. They are very much downhill people. They want to get after it. They want to attack. I absolutely love it. Jocelyn, what's up? Thanks for the super chat. Hey, next, I'm excited about Bullard, tackler, and idea of interchangeable safeties allows Hafley to create an illusion of complexity on the back end. Very much so. I think it's going to be telling how much Bullard is playing down by the line of scrimmage, i.e., and or in the slot, in favor of Keyshawn Nixon. And I don't think Nixon's gone. I think he is going to be your starting nickel. But there are probably going to be packages where they have 3 safeties out there, where they do run Bullard down in the box in the slot, and then probably have either Williams or Oladapo next to McKinney. And that's not to say that, we're getting rid or junking or moving past Nixon, because I think, again, there's going to be plenty of nickel opportunities, seeing as they're in nickel 75 to 80% of the time. But, man, yeah, Bullard, his ability both near the line of scrimmage, which is where I think he kind of makes his bones, what he's best at, but he's no slouch on the back end. When they, to your point, try and mix and match, keep offenses guessing, they can certainly play him at that post safety role and know that he's going to be able to do what's asked. I don't think there's any doubt there. Joey, what's up? Thanks for the super chat. This could be a defense we haven't seen in Green Bay in a long time, if not ever, and I couldn't be more excited about blitz, blitz, blitz. I mean, there will be pressure. There's no doubt that it's going to look different in that regard, but I don't think it's going to be, you know, engage 8 every other down or anything like that. I do think you're going to see pressure from everywhere, something that you didn't really see under Joe Barry, where every once in a while you'd get a slot blitz or maybe a safety from depth. But I think with Halfley, all bets are off. I think everybody and anybody could come at any moment. I think you're going to see cat blitzes, you're going to see safety blitzes, you're going to see zone pressure, you're going to see all sorts of different stuff on third downs, obvious passing downs to try and confuse quarterbacks. That was always my biggest issue with Joe Barry, the one that manifested itself in my losing my mind against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where if it's a really clear picture pre-snap and a really easy picture post-snap, it's going to be very, very easy for the opposing quarterback. And I think that's what lent itself to so many young, inexperienced quarterbacks having success against his defenses. You know, if you know the picture, well, you know what the solution is. If the test is there and pretty much you know what the answers are before you even start, you know, you're not challenging your opponent. I think Halfley, at least everything he has done in his career and the type of kind of defense that they'll probably be emulating, such as San Francisco, the Jets, etc. They want to confuse just the look of the quarterback, and that doesn't always mean sending exotic blitzes, but it certainly means trying to plant a seed of doubt both pre and post snap. I think you're going to see a lot more of that. Jason, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Are you at all worried about the run blocking this year, or maybe some carryover growing pains to your young offense? Hope you don't have a slow start. I mean, man, I don't know what to tell you other than it can't be worse than last year. I mean, I know we were cooking with gas at the end of the season, but does anyone remember how hard it was to run the ball early in the year? Now, obviously, I get, Aaron Jones was out. A.J. Dillon was tripping over himself at times early. I get all that, but the run blocking was atrocious. And I would posit that the run blocking at the start of last year had way more to do with A.J. Dillon's struggles than A.J. Dillon did. No, I'm not worried about it. I think they've got some, nice pieces to mix in. I think Morgan will fit right in the zone blocking stuff that they like to do. But I also think if there's a staff that's shown they are not afraid to mix it up as far as styles, what kind of schematic stuff they're trying to do up front. They've not only shown that they're going to, mix in a little power, some counter, a little trap play here and there, but they've also shown that they will be opponent specific. They will look at what that defense does well and try and counter that. And the run game is no different in that regard. I'm not worried about it. I think there's going to take, a bit of an acclimation period to the NFL game. I don't doubt it for some of these rookies, but the thing you do like about this rookie class, especially those offensive linemen, is they've played a lot of ball. These aren't green players. These aren't guys who, okay, they're developing and hopefully they won't be too much of a adjustment period, etc. They've played a ton of football. So I tend to think, I don't think it's going to be clean sailing or anything like that. And they're going to come in and dominate right away. But I think they've got the goods. And I think, again, the Green Bay staff does a pretty damn good job of figuring out who does what well and how to attack an opponent week to week with what they want to do in the ground game. And then, hell, they've got a lot of new backs. I mean, between Jacobs and Lloyd, let's see what they do well, right? And try and kind of mix all that together. Man, I don't know. I'm excited about it. Not worried. Joe, what's up? Thanks for the super chat. Saw a tweet from Ben Fennell from a year ago. Said Kalen King could be cornerback 1 in the 2024 draft. What difference a year makes? Random Packer, Royce Newman. Royce is random. Yep. I retweeted that tweet myself this morning. And look, that was the book on King. That's why I think so many draftniks were so excited when the Packers got him late in the 7th. He had an outstanding 2022, certainly had an up and down 2023. The traits are there, though. The upside is certainly there. It's tangible. It's all about how you utilize it. What's he coached up to do? What's he asked to do at the NFL level? I'm telling you, though, I think I said it yesterday. I'll say it again. I think he's got an opportunity to compete right away, at least as a kind of a deep sub package guy coming in the dime, right? There's zero doubt he'll be given that opportunity, and it's up to him to rise to that competition. But he is certainly, and I don't, last year, this year, whatever, he has certainly shown on tape that he's got the physical ability to do what they want him to do. Justin, thanks for the super chat. If Michael Pratt doesn't even make the 53, it's still a great pick just to troll the Bears fans for that bowl game Pratt out-duel Caleb Williams in. That sounds good to me, Justin. look, anything that provides online fodder for trolling Bears fans, Vikings fans, hell, even Lions fans, I'm fine with it. I sign on. Sounds good to me. Ayahuasca, thanks for the very generous super chat. Thanks for the great draft coverage as always. Go Pack Go. Well, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. It's a long slog there at the day 3 mark, but everybody who stuck around, I really appreciate it. Everybody who showed up at any point during the 3 days of the draft, cannot tell you how much I appreciate it, and especially you, Ayahuasca. Thank you so much. Klaus, thanks for the super chat. I'm really looking forward to the Halfley defense. I am cautiously optimistic, and that's as excited as I'll get. I've just been burned too many times. But yeah, I'm excited somewhat. Cheesehead Joey, what's up? Are you surprised they didn't draft edge or defensive tackle? Not so much at edge, simply because of the news about JJ and Igbari not having torn his ACL. Defensive tackle, a little bit. I will admit, I thought at some point they may take a stab there. But I think I talked about this yesterday. Every year we go into the draft with a laundry list, as we do on the outside, right? Of they got to get one of these and they'll probably get one of those. But you got to remember when it comes to the actual drafting of the players, they're going by their board and they're not just going to draft a defensive tackle because, oh, we haven't drafted one. If the board isn't strong there, they're much, much more likely to take somebody they have at a different position who's much more highly rated. So, yeah, am I a little surprised? Yeah, I thought it would at some point be something they'd pull the trigger on, but clearly the board never fell that way. And, that does tend to happen. Robert, thanks for the super chat, man. Hey, Nags, how many of the 11 do you believe will make the team? How many of last year's 11 will be cut? I mean, it's impossible to say until we see them on the field, man. That's what the competition's all about. I mean, look, would it surprise me if, say, 5 or 6 only made the team, the rest were on the practice squad or something like that? There's potential for that, no question about it. But I tend to think they're going to err on the side of getting the draft picks on the roster. We've certainly seen that the last 2 or 3 years from Gutekunst when it comes to final cutdowns. And you look, and the undrafted class, once again, is not that big. Certainly not as big as it was 2 or 3 years ago. They've got numbers. They've got tons of bodies. They got tons of competition. Not to say that the undrafted guys won't have opportunities, because they will, but more often than not, they're going to err on the side of the draft pick when it comes to deciding who's on that final roster. Ed, thanks for the super chat, man. I have to sit back and smile at all these teams thinking they are now Super Bowl bound. We know we are Super Bowl bound. Sorry, that's just funny. I mean, you guys think you're going to the Super Bowl. We know we're going to the Super Bowl. Repeat for every single fan base. I love it. That's good. Peter, thanks for the super chat. Hey, Aaron, just want to say thanks for all the draft coverage. Amidst a lot of travel, you made me feel like I was always in Wisconsin. Random Packer, Brett Swain. Brett Swain, good call. And thanks, Peter. It's amazing that we can make you feel that way while I'm in New York and Corey's in Green Bay, and people from all over the world literally are checking out the stream. That's what we want, man. We want to connect you to fans and to the team and to make you feel part of it. That's what it's all about. So thanks for that, man. Paladin Jack, what's up? Thanks for the super chat. 3 needs at 3 devalued positions allowed the draft to fall into Goody's lap. Random Packer, and also my first Packers training camp autograph, Don Bracken. Ooh, Don Bracken, dating yourself a little bit there, but I like it. And you're right. You're absolutely right. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, but because of the fact that premium positions were not the biggest needs, I mean, obviously they went premium position with their first pick, but after that, they very much were able to let it kind of fall to them, right? While people were picking quarterbacks, obviously, maybe other offensive tackles, certainly wide receivers are going off the board, right? Yeah, all these, one of the best, if not the best safety, one of the best, if not the best linebacker. That's a decent way to live. Let that all fall to you. Get a couple more picks along the way. Good way to live. Jocelyn, thanks for the super chat again. My concern with linebacker, Quay and presumably Edge struggle in the muck. Oh, you mean Edgerrin. Team could really use a plugger up front. Mike Pennell, Howard Green, Raji, TJ Slayton. Anybody? I hear what you're saying, Jocelyn, but Matt was asked about that in his post-game or post-draft press conference, and I'm somewhat in his camp of, the way you play up front is much more important than who you play up front when it comes to our thinking as fans, probably casting back to 96, 97, etc. We need a big Gilbert Brown style, especially in a 4-3, right? But I was talking to Cody Alexander about this on our previous video because that is my mindset, old school football wise. But this scheme in particular, especially, they are one gapping, they're shooting gaps. They're not being asked to plug holes. They're not being asked to two gap. They're not being asked to absorb. You're attacking in a way that you weren't in those style of defenses back in the day. So I hear what you're saying. You want to keep those guys clean. The idea would be that the havoc up front and their athleticism is going to keep them clean. Now we'll see. I hear what you're saying, and it's a real, I guess, misgiving and or worry that I understand. But to their play style, that the idea is we're going to create havoc up front. The linebackers are going to flow to the ball. We're going to get them on the ground. Here's hope. Joey, what's up? Thanks for the super chat. Cooper taking Nick Barnett's old number. Hey, if we're lucky, maybe we'll get Packer Samurai back. I know Corey was never a fan, but I always loved Packer Samurai. Rick Ward, what's up? The line for a beer at Stadium View during next year's draft is going to be long. You tell no lies, sir. You tell no lies. I mean, especially if they get anywhere near 700,000 people. Oh my God. Can you imagine? It'd be amazing. Stranglewood, thanks for the super chat. Are we still friends if Caleb becomes a star QB? Who is still friends? I'm friends with everybody. I have no enemies other than some random Bears and Vikings fans. But yeah, of course we're still friends. Come on now. Why would we not be? What else we got here? Rai, what's up? Thanks for the super chat. Petten would have loved this new D personnel. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Very much so. I mean, sometimes it is about the ingredients you're given, and you're asked to be a chef. But it's not like Petten was bereft of talent on those defenses. Let's be honest. What else we got? Got that one. Joseph. Nags, not to put expectations on Evan Williams, but his tape reminds me of Micah Hyde, and he got the Sam seal of approval from our top scout. Yeah, and I also know Justice Mosqueda over there at Acme Packing Company. He lives on the West Coast. He's very kind of dialed in with a lot of those teams. He got a text from a Oregon staffer almost immediately after the selection saying, "Congrats on getting our best defensive player." I think there's every bit of a possibility, and I think Cody actually talked about this in our latest video, that yes, he could be making noise and be on the field sooner rather than later just because of his athleticism and upside. And he seems to be a really damn good football player. No question about it. Now, the Micah Hyde comparison, a lot of ball game left, but yeah, the upside is undeniable. No question about it. Most hated Minnesotan, Niger. What's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. I hope I see you on happy hour tomorrow night. That's right. And to remind everybody, Patreon members, Carry the G Club members here on YouTube, the information for tomorrow night's happy hour is posted. Get on it, because then Wednesday I'll have my final Packers Daily before I go on vacation. I'm going to go down to New Orleans, to Jazz Fest, and I'm just going to forget the world exists for a little while. So this is our last run of content before a little bit of a break. So get on that. Everyone keeps saying King was the steal. For good reason. I mean, he had an outstanding 2022. Certainly was, let's say, up and down in 2023. But I think you look at the tape, the traits are undeniable. The physicality, his smoothness with his hips, turning and running with guys. There's his physicality at the line of scrimmage. There's no doubt that in Hafley's defense, he could, absolutely contribute early on. I don't know, where he ends up in his career, but there is no question in my mind that he'll be given the opportunity. It's up to him, but he could very well be your dime back when they roll out into Brazil in week 1. That would not shock me at all. All right, everybody, I'm going to have to get going. I cannot thank you enough for hanging out, talking Packers each and every day, Monday through Friday, right here on the Cheesehead TV social channels. Please do me a monster favor. Hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and then tell your friends and tell your family. Cheesehead TV. We are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Go Pack, go.